This judge was shocked by the mother's cruelty.
He was scared, bored, and hungry. He stated some of his siblings would check on him and play with him. He also spoke of a time when his mother choked him off the ground for losing his church book and slapping him. He spoke of being hungry and his mother not feeding him. So are you saying you didn't do it?
I didn't, Your Honor.
So if none of this is true, why did you enter a plea? Why not go to a jury trial? No. Do you want a jury trial? We'll give you one today. We have a jury outside. That's either yes or no.
No.
All right.
Did the judge show too much leniency here?
The court is going to deny the application, find you guilty, and the court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison. Can I have the parties approach and announce for the record, please?
Michael Miller, Catholic State.
And are you Miss Ramirez? All right. So were there pretrial motions heard on this case? All right, then why is the box checked that I'm giving her permission to appeal?
That I don't know.
All right, so if you all want to fill out a new trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal.
Okay.
All right. The document is over on the box on this side. All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea on July 7th. You applied for deferred adjudication. According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison, and the state is remaining silent on your application for deferred adjudication. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report, state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes.
Any objections to the PSI report, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Just a few factual corrections.
Yes.
My client has had a psychological through CPS. It stated in there that she hadn't. Did she have completed some college? Her income was a little bit more than stated at 3,800, and then her primary language is Spanish, secondary is English. We just wanted to make those on the record. Other than that, I think no other objection.
All right, Ms. Ramirez, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up. I've just been informed by your counsel that English is not your first language. It's Spanish, is that correct?
Yes, but I am.
All right, so you don't need an interpreter? All right, thank you. All right, the state is silent, so defense.
Your Honor, at this time, we would ask that you grant Ms. Ramirez the deferred adjudication. After reading over the PSI, we just wanted to highlight a couple of pieces of information. My client has been going through her CPS case for about 18 months now. She has completed several courses. The event that is listed in there to include the topics of the family violence, the violence education, parenting, anger management. She has also been ongoing through continued counseling. She was going through Mr. Carlos Castillo until just this last July. We were supposed to start trial at that time. He didn't schedule her any other sessions with him, so she went on her own to seek additional counseling through somebody that was provided through her insurance.
Everyone, please make sure you whisper. Yes.
And so she is still continuing, and she is very proactive and continuing counseling really to try to understand how her behavior that made the children even specifically feel victimized, how she can change it going forward. In the PSI, I believe it does say that the child was hospitalized. We also just wanted to clarify that they had went to take photos. There was no hospitalization of the children. And in addition to that, Your Honor, we just wanted to also highlight that although the PSI it seems to highlight specifics of one side of the story, there was also no mention in there about Miss Nancy Kellogg stating that the injuries did seem from Evelyn as consistent with the bite and the iron and not of abuse, as well as Evelyn did not make any outcry and when specifically probed about what Ethan had stated, had given completely different version of the events. In any event, Your Honor, my client is working. She would like to continue to go to counseling. We do have trial in her CPS case on Thursday and Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And so she is asking for her children to be returned. I understand that CPS is asking for her to be terminated, but she would like the opportunity to work probation, get continued services, and then continue with her job at Wells Fargo.
Okay, so this is what the court is trying to understand. According to the stipulations, and this is what you stipulated to, it says that the victim, which is one of the children, made an outcry at school of abuse while at home. R1 said that victim 2 was found to have a large welt on his left upper thigh as a result of being struck by his mother. R1 said that his sister goes to the same school as victim 2, and she was also interviewed by school staff. It was discovered that victim 1 had bruising on both inner thighs and also had a burn mark to her right inner thigh that she said was from a steam iron. R1 said that when asked how she was injured, victim 1 said that she fell off her bike. R1 said that victim's injuries were not consistent with falling off a bike. R1 said that victim was asked how she got the burn mark. R1 stated that victim 1 stated that her mother told her to unplug and put away a still hot steam iron, and she accidentally dropped it on her leg, causing the stated burn. So are you saying that you didn't cause any of these injuries to the children?
No. On her thigh, I actually didn't see her fall off her bike.
I want to talk about the welt mark from the other child. Yes.
So on Ethan, when I asked him in front of the caseworker, what were they referring to, all he did was just lift the pants that he had on, and all you saw was notice was the bruise on his lower leg.
So are you saying you didn't do it?
I didn't strike him with the belt.
All right, because, and then on the PSI report on page 4, it says, Ms. Torres stated Ethan spoke of being in a closet for hours at a time. He feared of what would happen if he came out. He stated he was scared, bored, and hungry. He stated some of his siblings would check on him and play with him. He also spoke of a time when his mother choked him off the ground for losing his church book and slapping him. He spoke of being hungry and his mother not feeding him. So if none of this is true, why did you enter a plea? Why not go to a jury trial?
Because of communication that we've had with the children's attorney. We created advisory system responsibility.
No. Do you want a jury trial? We'll give you one today. We have a jury outside. That'll be here at 1:30. You want a jury trial? That's either yes or no.
No.
All right. Is there anything else from either side? All right. And defense, do you feel that your client's entering into this plea bargain agreement was voluntary?
Yes.
All right. And Ms. Ramirez, was anything offered to you other than the plea bargain agreement?
That might bring.
All right. All right. If there is nothing else for either side, the court is going to deny the application, find you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. The court will sentence you to $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. And the court will sentence you to 4 years in the prison. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Judge, we do have victim impact on this case, and I believe this is here.
All right. All right, so here's the thing, everyone. I require that everyone treats everyone with respect.
This nurse took a $15,000 engagement ring from an elderly person she was meant to care for.
So where's their engagement ring?
I'm not sure. From my understanding, it was pawned in the pawn shop or something.
Your understanding that it was pawned in the pawn shop. You're acting like some phantom did that. Who pawned it in the pawn shop?
Myself.
You're before me saying you want your probation terminated early because you're ready to move on with your life.
Correct.
She wants her engagement ring. And since this is an elderly person, that means that engagement ring, they probably had it since how long? And that engagement ring cost that person $15,000. And how much did you pawn it for?
I don't even remember. It's been a few years now.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. You commit a crime. And for you, it's like, oh, I'm done. I don't even remember.
No, it's not.
And then until you internalize what you did to her, an elderly person allowing you into their home to work and you stealing their engagement ring, you have learned nothing on probation.